Hey guys, what's going on? Scrappy here, and today we have another VGC battle like always. This was part of the June International Challenge, which just actually started, and a few battles in, I am versing Babytron. Now, if you did not know, Babytron was last year's Junior World Champion, so of course, I am very nervous. I decided not to bring Mawile in this one, and I am bringing Scrafty, Rotom Heat, Trevenant, and Hydreigon. Now my opponent Babytron, he is bringing Salamence, Azumarill, Bisharp, and Mega Kangaskhan. So, very nervous, not sure what that Bisharp is holding, if it's Choice Band, if it's Life Orb, if it's Lumberry, and I'm pretty sure that the Salamence is Choice Scarf, like most of them are now. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop in straight into this battle. So I'm going to lead with my Scrafty because I am not really worried about that Bisharp at +1, and I know that I can KO with the Drain Punch, and it's nice to get the -1 onto that Kangaskhan. So he's going to lead with that shiny Bisharp and that Kangaskhan, and I'm going to lead with my Scrafty and Rotom Heat. So I get the Intimidate off on both the Pokemon and activating the Bisharp's Defiant, which only brings that at a +1. So here he's actually going to withdraw Bisharp and go into his Salamence to get the Intimidate off. So that was a really good play on my opponent's part. Salamence is going to Intimidate my Scrafty and get the useless Intimidate off on my Rotom Heat. Kangaskhan is going to Mega Evolve. And Kangaskhan is just going to go for the Fake Out onto Scrafty. So that's not going to do that much damage at -1. And now my Rotom Heat is just going to go for the Overheat onto the Mega Kangaskhan. Now with Choice Specs and Stab, this is going to do a lot of damage. So even at -1, I'm pretty sure that the Drain Punch from my Scrafty next turn will KO. So I swap out my Rotom Heat here because I do not want it in at -2. Because my Scrafty will KO it with the Drain Punch, and the Overheat wouldn't be doing much to his onto his Salamence anyway. So the Facade actually goes off and doesn't do that much, and I go for the Drain Punch onto his Kangaskhan, taking it out. So that's really good. I got rid of his Mega on turn 3 with a critical hit. Don't know if it mattered or not. If it does, that kind of stinks, but oh well. Kangaskhan goes down, and I am in a 4-3 situation, so that's really good. In comes Azumarill. Now, I could have taunted it, but I didn't think that my brave Scrafty would outspeed it, so I just swap into my Rotom again. Salamence is going to fire off the Draco Meteor into Scrafty's spot, actually. Well, this Draco Meteor is going to do a large amount of damage, bringing me below half, and his special attack is obviously going to fall. Azumarill shows the Belly Drum, so now I'm really nervous because there's a +6 Azumarill on the field, which is very scary going up against, and I know that the Aqua Jet will KO my Rotom. It would have been doing big damage anyways, and I get a Will-O-Wisp off onto the Azumarill, which is pretty good. So Azumarill is going to be taking some residual damage, and if I play my cards right, I can stall it out. So now my opponent is going to withdraw the Salamence and go into the Bisharp. Now I'm starting to think that maybe this Bisharp is possibly choice in some manner, because when my Scrafty was out, he did not protect instead he just swapped out. So here I double target the Azumarill, which was a bad play on my part, and yeah, he goes for the protect. So that's why I do not like to double target, but right there I kind of had to because it's an Azumarill. So here I'll swap out into my Hydreigon, and what I'm going to do is protect with my Trevenant, just to stop out any damage. So the Aqua Jet goes off onto Rotom Heat spot, which I kind of thought. It's not doing a lot of damage because I resisted it, and there's the Assurance onto Trevenant spot. So Azumarill is down fairly low now, and here he is going to withdraw the Bisharp and go into the Salamence to intimidate my Trevenant. So that was a really good play because now my Shadow Claw isn't going to be doing a lot to that Azumarill, and there I go for the Earth Power. The Play Rough goes down onto my Hydreigon. If I say Earth Powered that Azumarill, I would have been in a better position, but that's not what happened. So here I Shadow Clawed the Azumarill, doing just barely enough, but I know that next turn I will take it out with a Fake Out. So I bring in my Scrafty. I could have even, say, faked out the Salamence and Will-O-Wisp that Salamence also, but that's not what I did. I just went for the fake out onto Azumarill to take it out, so that's Azumarill gone. And Salamence is just going to go for the Dragon Pulse because it's his last Pokemon. He doesn't want to be stuck into Draco Meteor and not doing a lot. So that happens, and I get the Trick Room up, which is really great. So now I have a Trick Room and my Scrafty out. So in comes a Bisharp. I was going for the Drain Punch onto his Bisharp, but there's the Sucker Punch. Gets the critical hit. Not sure if it mattered because I'm pretty sure it's choice banded, and if it is, don't really know if the crit mattered. If so, that kind of stinks. Here I go for the Will-O-Wisp onto Salamence, so there is no Sucker Punches coming my way, and there's the Dragon Pulse. So I know that the Salamence is for sure choice scarfed, but I'm not too sure still if the Bisharp is choice banded. But I'm I'm thinking about all the plays that have happened, and I'm starting to think that it's choice banded. So I harvest my berry, which is good, and I bring in my Rotom. Bisharp is going to go for the Sucker Punch, and since I'm choice specs Rotom, I cannot Will-O-Wisp to avoid that. Gets another critical hit, which is really unfortunate, and takes out my Rotom Heat. So here I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp onto Bisharp. Now, if there's no Lumberry, this confirms that it's choice banded. So the Dragon Pulse comes onto Trevenant, taking me down to my Citrus Berry, and there was no Lumberry, and I haven't seen Life Orb, so now I'm assuming that it's choice banded Bisharp. So they're both taking residual damage, which is really nice. So I just have to do some quick stalling, and hopefully I just have to take it down to the point where Bisharp no longer has any Sucker Punches, and all it's going to do is struggle, and I can Shadow Claw. So there's a Protect. Now this Bisharp is taking more residual damage, and so is the Salamence. But this is also VGC, so stalling doesn't work as good because the timers are faster and the battle isn't as long. So there's a Sucker Punch, but it's going to fail because all I'm doing are non-attacking moves. So Sucker Punch is a priority move that only works if the Pokemon is going for an attacking move. But I'm not, so that's why Sucker Punch is not working. So Bisharp and Salamence are going to take even more residual damage. Salamence just at half. And the Twisted Dimensions here return to normal, but it doesn't matter because all I'm going to do here is just set up the Trick Room again, so I'm not just going for Protect all the time. Now I needed to get really lucky with my Harvest, or I was going to win this. If it was not for Lucky Harvest, I would have been done. So I twist the dimensions back into my favor. Bisharp's getting hurt by his burn. And I harvest another berry, which is really good. So all I have to do is protect next turn and hope I can get another berry. So both these Pokemon are now below half, which is really good. I'm going to protect with my Trevenant, and now I realize that there is only a minute left in this battle. Bisharp's going for Struggle, so he no longer has any Sucker Punches, and this is the last thing that confirms that it's choice banded. Salamence is at really low HP, so I harvest another berry, which is really good. I'm going to eat it straight off the bat, bringing me above half, which is really great. And all I'm going to do now is Shadow Claw this Salamence, which I know now that the burn will take it out. Bisharp is going to use Struggle onto my Trevenant. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but takes large recoil. Salamence is going to go for the Dragon Pulse onto Trevenant, and if there's no crits, I can win this. There's no crits, my Trevenant lives. Bisharp is going to die to his burn, and so is Salamence, and that is going to be good game. I was so lucky that it was not Life Orb, Bisharp, or Lumberry, or else I would have lost that. And since I got lucky with my Harvest also, I also snagged the win. So that was a really good game, Babytron, and as always, thanks for watching.